Boys, how the mighty have fallen. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys watching these too. Really means a lot. But yeah, we're here. Week 6 of the Boomer League. Man, it's been flying. I think all of us are a little tired though. But yeah, right around the corner. Got to get re-energized for playoffs. Throw out some heat. Try to figure out the missing pieces to our teams and everything. But yeah, let's just hop into it. I'm recording this before Demo and Salamander play, so maybe in a different outfit by the time they do that and I add that onto this video. But yeah, let's just hop right into it. We got me and Tobin, the Tobmeister. All right, so let's just talk about the team real quick. I lose to Azumarill. I did not have anything in my team builder that I would really be able to handle it with. I was just going to have to overwhelm offensively because I didn't really have a switch. Like, Alamamola can switch in, but if he was Belly Drum, like, I'm not doing anything back to it, and he can just kill me with Play Rough after. We'll figure out that that's not actually the set it was this week, which gave me a chance, but we'll see what happens here. So I taunted him on the taunt. I'm getting keen to these taunters trying to mess up my day. So I go for the taunt here. I knew I could live a Play Rough if he was banded, and that's exactly what he was. I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to belly drum on my face and just 6-0 me off lead, because I had absolutely no counterplay to that. So yeah, Toad School being a fantastic Rotomancer here. He's going for the Spore. I can Spore Goldango because of my ability, but I decided I'm going to get rid of the leftovers, prevent it from having any sort of recovery for the rest of the game because it lost Pain Split. So yeah, go for the Spore. Pretty useful on Talonflame, but he just kind of sacked that to allow Glamora to come in and not have to worry about getting put to sleep. And I don't know if this is like bugged on Showdown, or I just like didn't understand how this worked, but Rapid Spin gets rid of the Toxic Debris, Toxic Spike as well. I didn't think that was the case. I'm thankful it was the case, but I didn't actually know that. I don't know if that's just like a bug or that's actually intended, but yeah, I can get a Mirror Code off here. I mean, Toad School's just going crazy. I know I can live any hit, so yep. Go into Misbegotten. Shout out Game Boy Luke. Ripped all of my nicknames from him from the last time he was on Tobin's channel. Wish Pass. Now Toad School's back. I'm chilling. Go for the Rapid Spin because I know it's not going to leave a T-Spike up. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so I'm at 38% here. It's important. It's important. It's important. I really should have just stayed in. I think I was a little scared of a nasty plot, but probably the most optimal play would have just been to go for a knockoff. I can always go into Ursaluna after. Potentially Specs Make It Rain killed me, and that's why I switched. That may be the thing. But yeah, Ursaluna, especially defensive this week, just walls Goldango. I can go for the bulk up here. I should have just went for the Body Slam or even just an Earthquake and see what he switched into. Bulk up was kind of a throw. Because now I have to eat my Pasho Berry, and that's going to come into play. Not being able to tank a hit from a Azumarill later on. But okay, I go into Almamola here. The best play I could have done at this point is 1, protect, or 2, just go into Toad School on the electric type move. But I decided, you know what we do? We stunt or die out here. And we die. I get crit discharge. And yeah, that kind of ended it there. So I had Zoroark disguised as Alamamola, and now I have Zoroark disguised as Grimmsnarl, which is very obvious because Grimmsnarl was at 4% and I'm coming in at 100%. His Azumarill was bulky enough to live a Spec Sludge Bomb, and if I didn't already losing Almamola, which I pretty much already did, not killing Azumarill there just sealed it. At this point, it's just like damage control, trying to get my differential looking as good as possible, because this game's over at this point. Yeah, I'm going for Spirit Break here to break like Gale Wings, or I mean, it's unnecessary at this point. Go for the taunt, he just U-turns out. So I got my screens up here, going to Ursaluna. I don't know what I was doing bulking up. I mean, I guess the game was over. It didn't really matter, but that sealed it. That sealed it. I wanted to see what he switched into before I switched out, but it's not really going to matter because he has taunt and he rightfully goes for it there, so I can't agility and potentially get like some sort of like crit sweep. I really got to crit the Talonflame at this point. But yeah, I'm just playing aggressively. I need to get ahead somehow, so I'm going for an Earthquake. And yeah, no, it's just GG at this point. He played great. You know, if I don't get crit by the discharge, I think the game looks a little different. I definitely like wasn't winning, but like I think keeping Toad School alive and like the combination of wish passing into it was like a pretty big nuisance for his team. And yeah, man, Talonflame, annoying. But yeah, Azumarill can just come in here, Aqua Jet, and that's GG. So yeah, no, great game. The crit sucks, but I mean, it's Pokemon. What are you gonna do? I've been extraordinarily lucky for 5 weeks. It's about time something came back and bit me in the butt. But yeah, Tobin played great. All right, this one, I watched this while I was driving, and tell you what, it was painful. It was painful. You know, sometimes you're the one critting with discharge, and sometimes you're the one getting frozen by ice beam. Rocky Helmet Decidueye, even as we'll see the unfortunate circumstances later on in the game, super annoying. Super annoying. Right. We see a, yeah, 21% to a Fizdef Fortress. That's Specs. Ty not leading Palafin kind of makes it a little interesting, where he doesn't actually have like a super good way to get it in to be able to get the 0 to hero. So he's kind of waiting on a sack at this point. Really, like his best option, because Palafin's not switching into anything really. The burn is pretty annoying on Tatsugiri. Definitely not the most annoying status we'll see this game, but you know, Rapid Spin boosting up Fortress Gyro Ball where it actually does some damage. The Draco was, I think the Draco was unnecessary. Calling the Volcanion switch in, I get that. But after a nasty plot, do you really care if you surfed into it and then you can just Draco the next turn? I don't know, maybe that would have been the move. But I think Don's trying to get back, because he's only done, realistically, he's only done damage to Goodra. So he's definitely behind at this point, so I can see the aggressive play trying to catch back up to it. Or yeah, like, oh, actually the Ditto play, yeah, okay, Draco makes more sense now, because it probably kills Fortress being Fizdef. Yeah, if Ty got aggressive, went into Ditto on a Surf to get like a Storm Drain boost, and now he's faster and can just Draco everything on the team. Okay. All right. Talk myself into it. So yeah, that Draco fucking sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. But I guess that's Draft League, you know? It giveth and taketh. So it's been a pretty cheesy week, and we're only 2 games into it so far. This Dunsparce is super annoying. Steam Eruption. Ty just takes the trick here. Missing the Steam Eruption. Okay. Alright, RNG's kind of coming back. And gets the burn immediately afterwards. Are we good? But yeah, Don's not running Recovery on Slowking since it was Specs. He's got Trick 3 attacks, so he's got to use the Regenerator to kind of bring it back. Hex Glare, that's a really, really cool set. That's awesome. Taking that Flamethrower is kind of tough, though. You know, Slowking's not super great of an answer, not having active recovery, so it's not like you wanted to switch into a Steam Eruption, especially now that it's Specs boosted. So you kind of have to, you know, weigh your options with that. Banded Palafin in regular, like in base form, was doing a ton. And we see the Ice Beam freeze. And triple arrows didn't even, on that turn, triple arrows didn't even get the defense drop or the flinch. Like, I think that's Assault Vest Gudra too. So yeah, Ty getting the cheese out of the way early here. But keeping Slowking low, that way Palafin can potentially like Jet Punch in the end game. Still needs to deal with the Decidueye, of course, but it being frozen is, you know, super safe. Yeah, Don's kind of in like this regenerator loop, using Decidueye for all it's worth. Big damage there with the Psyshock. Yeah, Don's getting aggressive. The Ice Beam would have been for like a Meowscarada coming in on the Psyshock. Was it necessary? I don't think Don's behind enough that he needed to yet, since he still has enough health on Decidueye to be able to like live a hit from Palafin. And I think keeping... Okay, so like Meowscarada comes in, what's your play afterwards? You probably just you pull this out, go into Decidueye on whatever, and then sack it at that point. I think keeping the health on Slowking would have been the more optimal play, but I mean, this game's been super tilting. I'm not expecting Don to, you know, make all these plays. Like, I can sit here with hindsight and just be like, yeah, it's easy to do that. But in the moment, after getting burnt, getting a missed Draco, getting frozen, not unthawing, like, that's super annoying. But he's keeping his normal Ghost Core alive. That way Ditto can't just win with Scarf Shadow Ball. Gets the glare off on Palafin. Yeah, that was a super free glare because, you know, you're assuming it's Choice Scarf Ditto. It's not going to be able to switch moves up. Even if it could, I don't know, Spectre into Dunsparce with like a Draining Kiss. Maybe with a Psychic it could have done it. I don't even know if he's running it though. Just try to get some health back on Slowking, but breaks through the para. Decidueye lives, gets some good Rocky Helmet chip. And stays frozen. If he unthawed there, could have been a little different. Then Focus Blast. Chuck a berry, yeah, so he dies. Yeah, the Focus Blast for a Meowscarada switch. I see it. And so at this point, I'm watching, I'm like, all right, well, you know, I don't know anything about this Lando here, but staying in on Ditto, I get it, to see what he wants to lock into. Goes for the Rock Slide, covers everything. He's faster than Spectre. Maybe doesn't kill, but it might get close. And then I see, ooh, he's running Scarf Lando himself. So he doesn't care. It's just a speed tie. And then, okay, so that was the turn that ended up finishing the game. I don't know how the mind games were looking with like Sucker Punch versus just staying in and attacking. Ty knows you're scarfed, he saw your set. So Sucker Punch is free if you stay in because you have to attack. Does it put you in any other situation going into Spectre on the next turn? I don't know if he probably is running Will-O-Wisp. Maybe you can Willow and live a Flower Trick through the crit. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the freeze basically sealed the game. It was a fun game to watch still. It was probably insanely frustrating to play. But, yeah. I mean, it was a good match. Don did what he could. You know, hats off to you, man. That was impressive. Almost pulling it back like that through the circumstances. But, yeah. Just good game all around. And we'll go on to the next one. We got Culpa and Peekaboo. And Culpa drafted my favorite water type, Dragalge. Hey, if you don't draft a water, just make your own, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's just try to analyze this. What's the win cons for everybody? DD Gyarados looks really solid. if that's not Scarf Chi-Yu, then like a Calm Mind Valiant looks really good. I mean, those are the two main offensive threats. Zapdos matches up pretty well into everything as well. Then Culpicide, like, if that is Scarf Chi-Yu, which I think it is, that we see in the end game, I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It just blows everything up. You know, Screamtail's really hard to break. You can just Wish Pass into it and just keep doing that over and over. So that would kind of be my game plan, is keep rocks off, Wish Pass into Chi-Yu when it gets low. Cloud9 negating the Sun. Love to see it. That means he's not running Natural Cure, so Altaria going to sleep here means it's not going to be able to switch out and get rid of it. Rapid Spin, and we see this is going to be a setup Great Tusk, which I think is super risky in front of a Altaria, but he was able to get it off and go for the Ice Spinner. I wouldn't have risked him sleeping or going for the defog there and just getting blown up a Hurricane. Maybe you're running like a Koba Berry and you can live it, but yeah, that seems super risky to me. Switching to Garchomp on the Willow, tough look. Zapdos felt like a very safe switch into Rotom there. And yeah, we see this SD Garchomp. So like this is also a really good win con if it wasn't burnt. So I think that was kind of the misplay. I get the Poison Jab there trying to catch the Rotom. You know, he wants to save his Torkoal, but looks like he's pretty content sacking it. I know Culpa's packed like Sunny Day on other stuff this season too, so he's not super worried about losing his Sunsetter. And the Photosynthesis speed, that's really cool. Okay, so that's defensive Zapdos, and then hits the Hurricane in the sunlight. That's 50% accurate. He doesn't care. Shout out my boy MJC. Hurricane hits 100% of the time, baby. MJC was running a Blunder Policy Zapdos one time, banking on a Hurricane miss, and then he just hit like he had like 7 Hurricanes in a row, just never proccing it. It was just insane. But yeah, at this point, if this is Scarf Chi-Yu, it just feels like that's GG. With rocks, Gyarados is probably coming in 75%, gonna die to an overheat. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It should just be a Chi-Yu wrap up at this point. Unless Gyarados can get some big boy DDs up and flinch down the Screamtail. Oh yeah, Terra Flying Hurricane. Really interesting tech that probably is for the Great Tusk. But yeah, Peekaboo hitting a Hurricane through Sun and then another one off Terra Flying. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't know if he was packing DD or he is, yeah. If I'm Culpa, I would never protect in front of a DD Gyarados, like, at all. Nope. Nope. I was telling my other league this. Wish Protect is great. You know, generally run Protect if you're running Wish, of course, but protecting in front of something that is as threatening as a Gyarados and you're not running anything to do damage to it. I mean, if I'm Peekaboo at that point, I would just have to pray to not get parried and just try to get as many DDs up as I can in front of it. That's really what you got to bank on at that point. And the fact that he was still faster after Para than Dragalge was kind of funny. I didn't expect that. And this is a mixed Valiant. I love it. I love it. Didn't matter about the Willow miss. Yeah, I think this is just kind of wrap up until we get to Chi-Yu for the GGs. No reason to not stay in with Rotom. You know, you don't want to take extra damage or eat like a T-Wave or something off of it. Take it out. And with Discharge, you just kind of... Yeah, you force him to attack. He can't go for a Calm Mind or anything. Maybe it wasn't Scarf Chi-Yu. Or maybe this is Scarf Valiant, and... That was the safe play for sure, going for the T-Wave turn 1. And yeah, overheat, GG. Okay, we got Demo and Salamander going live. Let's get it, boys. Let's look at these teams. Hisuian Zoroark, Samurott. What do I want to match that up with? Into Demo, probably. I think I just ripped that combo. Yeah. Unless you want to disguise as like Clodsire and bait like a Corviknight switch in and blow it up with Flamethrower. Could be interesting. What would bait Thorns? Arcanine looks really good offensively other than Quillfish. Okay, you could disguise it as Arcanine and then blow up Quillfish with, you know, Spec Shadow Ball or something and then let Arcanine cook. That's a pretty interesting option. Also kind of baits in like Rotom, which Arcanine doesn't appreciate yet anyway, and Zoroark beats both of them one-on-one. Really pushing my limits with a Da Vinci. Seeing how I can edit all this together. But yeah, this will just cut until the battle starts. Okay, here we go. We got our leads. Quillfish into the Clodsire. Now, the Clodsire could be Zoroark. If I'm Demo, I am getting the hell out of here. Obviously, you don't beat Clodsire 1v1 anyway, but you might be able to scout and see what's going on. Demo's team doesn't really have a great Zoroark switch-in, but I think like Iron Thorns, Dragon Dancing should be able to kind of out-offense it. So you kind of got to play a little bit more aggressively that way. I think Demo sent me his pace. Let me check that out. Okay. So, yep, going to Corv. Okay. All right. So if that was Zoroark, he did a good job masking it. We got Banded Urshifu, 4 attacks, of course, but no U-turn. Rotom with Electric Terrain for the Iron Thorns. We got Rocky Helmet, Corviknight, Brave Bird, Defog, Roost, U-turn, Black Sludge, Support, Quillfish. It's got Barbarage. That's interesting. Okay. 3 attacks, DD, Iron Thorns, T-Bolt off his Azelf. Hard. That's huge. That just opened up Zoroark. Oh, if he's like Scarf Zoroark, that could be scary. Also, don't think Zoro gets T-Bolt, so I mean, it's most likely Azelf. Oh, it has to be Azelf. It just U-turned into it. Pano, get your head on. Screw your head on, please. Still reeling from that discharge crit. Sad time out here. All right, Thorns. Okay, here we go. We're back. It was like forever. Pano, please cut that. That took so long just for that U-turn. Okay, we got Thorns in front of the Azelf. This is Terra Ground. Maybe he just goes for the early Terra Ground here to get a DD off. Kind of like that. Just go for the sweep. Just rip it. Okay, there we go. We got the Earthquake off the Terra Ground on the Clodsire, switching on the DD. Okay, all right. That's my bad. I was sleeping at the wheel here. Trying to pay some bills, you know what I'm saying? Okay, how does Salamander get around this now? Dockspun. Maybe. Ooh. Okay, we go Samurott. Maybe this is Scarfed. Oh, that would be cool. I think Rock Blast is going to kill, though, because he's holding the loaded dice. And this is Jolly 160, so +1 definitely faster than base Samurott. If it is Scarfed, we got ourselves a game. I don't think Demo should risk it here. If I'm Demo, I'm switching out. I'm going Quillfish. Because I know Samurott can't do anything to me. I can always get Iron Thorns back in on the Azelf and DD again. Him going Samurott here just kind of screams to me, like, get out, just scout. There's no harm, no foul. You can even go Urshifu if you really wanted to. Almost certainly a water move coming here. Go Quillfish, Urshifu. Just play it safe. There's no reason to risk, is kind of what I'm getting at. And cut. Ooh, Terra Dark, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. He wasn't scarfed. Iron Thornugulus. Hit him with the Hugulus beam. Maybe Darkspun can tank a heavy slam. Maybe. This might be all she wrote, folks. Oh, Porygon's gonna hate this because of the Zoroark. Oh, in the mist. Just BM. BM all over the place. That's nasty. That's just nasty work. Right. Well, this game might end up wrapping up. I mean, I don't know what Salamander can do here. Like, it's got EQ, Rock Blast, Heavy Slam. Like, the biggest uber crit sucker punch of all time. I wonder if it was disguised as Cloudsire off rip, though. Because when you end up losing whatever you're disguised as, then that's it. Like, you gotta go back to, like, the end of the line, so... Nasty. Nasty. All right. Well, hey, that's the wrap on week 6. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace, guys.